Behind me is the Lucerne Fire Hall. The annual town meeting will be held here tonight. The village of Lucerne-in-Maine was first developed as a summer resort in 1927. Back then, there were few, if any, permanent year-round residents. The form of government here is a village corporation. The corporation charter provides for 3 popularly elected village overseers. If a person lives in Lucerne or simply owns property here, he or she is eligible to vote for those overseers by proxy vote if necessary. Now, there are some 150 year-round residents in Lucerne, and some of them are unhappy with a government they say is dominated by the special interests of the summer people. There are some 800 summer residents. The first order of business at tonight's town meeting will be a vote to consider the dissolution of the complete corporate system. After that, the town will vote for those 3 overseer positions. And that vote is shaping up as a showdown between the summer people and the year-round residents. We'll have the results of that vote on News Center at 11. For News Center, I'm Peter Henderson in Lucerne.
A legislative act would have allowed property owners to dissolve the village corporation and become part of the nearby town of Dedham. Voters overwhelmingly refused to take that step. In another important vote, citizens elected a slate of 3 overseers who largely represent Lucerne's summer population. They are Dr. Robert Kluge, Dr. Frederick Whitaker, and Richard Hogan. 3 other candidates who supposedly represented the views of the year-round residents and who favored changes in the corporation lost in their bid for office. Those candidates, Bruce Blackmer, Donald Cloak, and Jordan Kobritz, held a post-mortem this morning to discuss last night's session. Donald Cloak told News Center that they're concerned with the legal question about the way proxy votes were counted and legal ballots passed out last night. He noted that 15 votes came in the mail today. They are considering taking legal action, but no steps will be taken until a full assessment of the situation is made. As for the votes taken on items in the corporation charter, Cloak said we were just appalled at the non-action of the voters. They didn't want to change very much. A major concern was the snow plowing issue. Who was responsible for it and where it should be done has been a major problem for summer and permanent residents. Robert Kluge, on the newly elected Board of Overseers, announced that a task force will be formed to examine the issue. Among some of the issues passed at the meeting was a study on the possibility of setting up a village forest, enabling the corporation to have a tax exemption. Citizens passed an article to direct the overseers to enforce all existing provisions of the charter. This includes providing for adequate police and fire protection and that monthly meetings of the overseers be held. In the past, these provisions haven't been enforced, so the passage of that article was a small victory for Cloak and his followers. However, citizens voted against a number of changes to the charter. A commission to study the charter was voted down, as was a plan to petition the legislature for home rule. Citizens also rejected the idea of an annual village report and an article to direct overseers to seek federal funds. Apparently, there is a consensus among the residents of Lucerne that they want to maintain Lucerne as a resort haven. Last night's activities showed they want the village to stay basically the way it is. For News Center, this is Ellen Duncan.